From Forex Traders Daily, this is your daily analysis with Ross Mullins, live from Richmond, Virginia.
Hello everyone, this is today's video analysis for May 12, 2017. Now today's video is going to be a little bit different than normal videos where I focus in on one currency pair or the grouping of all U.S. currency pairs. I want to focus in on several different currency pairs because at 8:30 a.m., about 30 minutes from the recording of this video, we have some high impact news, CPI and retail sales data out of the U.S., which could affect the market in a volatile fashion, a high impact fashion. So we want to make note of that news and look for what we'll look for setups after that news occurs. We want to look for, if it's positive news or negative news, how we might look for the currency pairs to react to that news. So let's start here on dollar franc. You can see I've had a trade going for the past day or so from the 0070 level, a buy from 0070, and we're sitting about 13 pips of profit right now on the trade. We zoom it in here on the chart, and we can see the market's been kind of stuck right now for the past 3 days, today included, between the yellow and the green shaded area. And our buy, of course, our long is at the yellow shaded area just into the 0070 level. We've survived it over in the overnight hours. It didn't dip below. Our stop loss, of course, is down here right about where this little red line is underneath the yellow zone. That way, if it breaks underneath it, that's the risk in this scenario. So for our news today, what we're hoping for with this trade is that it's positive data, positive CPI or retail sales, both of them together. And we look for the continuation of the uptrend momentum. We saw the rally higher from last weekend. We want to see a continuation of that, holding above the yellow zone, targeting first off, of course, the green shaded area, which is 1.0100, 0120, but of course a break above that. If it's significantly positive for the U.S., we look for the continuation higher for the dollar franc. On the other side of it, if it comes out negative, if it's unexpectedly significantly negative, we could look for the breakdown of the yellow zone. Of course, we're using our stop loss to protect our trade from massive loss in case it turns lower instead of higher. We have stop losses in place to protect ourselves, but in this case, what I'd like to see is hold the yellow zone, target the green zone, and go higher on some positive data. A break of the yellow zone could change everything here for the dollar franc. Let's take a look at the AUDUSD, Australian US dollar. Similar situation, except for this, in this case, we're looking for the downside here for the Australian dollar. Again, positive news for the US dollar on CPI and retail sales sends this lower. This currency pair goes lower if that happens. I have a trade going for the past day or so from 73.75. That's the bottom of our blue shaded area down here. Blue zone, 73.75 to 95. Let's go ahead and zoom it in on that a little bit. Oh, wrong way. There we go. What we want to see is for the market to hold the blue zone as it has for the past few days. 1, 2, 3 days finding resistance underneath there. Hold it. Don't break above it. Came very close, by the way, to breaking above it yesterday, but didn't do it. Now we want to see positive news and positive sentiment send this back down to the purple zone or lower. And of course, easily, the risk is the break above 7,400. We look for the market to turn back higher towards the orange shaded area. Of course, we're using our trade manager to protect our trade from massive loss if it goes in our opposite direction, protect profit if it goes in our direction. So that's what we'll be doing. The trade manager, by the way, for those of you that don't know, is available for the members of the Prodigy program on the members website. So if you're interested in that piece of software, you can join up for the Prodigy program in a trial and see what that's all about. Anyway, what we're looking for is the fall off here, back down into the purple zone or lower. A break above the blue zone changes everything, and we'll likely see it back towards the orange zone or higher for the Australian dollar. New Zealand dollar is something we've looked at over the past few days. Now, I did have a little bit of a short in the overnight hours. It saw over 20 pips of profit. The market came up, took me out at my break-even stop loss. So I'm not in it at the current moment, but a similar situation is the fact that we're underneath these historical supports over here and the 68.55 level. So we want to see it stay under the green zone. Positive news again for the U.S. sends this lower. The risk here is that it breaks back above the green zone and goes higher. So if you're looking for a trade setup after the news has hit and positive sentiment for the U.S., selling under the green zone, targeting the blue zone or lower, maybe even all the way down as deep as 67.60 for the New Zealand dollar today. Next, moving over to the US yen, another trade that we have going on down here. It's 113.85. It's a trade we were actually in yesterday. We've actually been in it twice this week on the yen. This is the third entry on the yen, but right here at 113.85, holding into the yellow zone. Take a look. The trend is up. Not too hard to see that along the black trend line, but zoom it in, you can see that yellow zone. 1, 2, 3 days holding the yellow zone. So our hope is that the market holds within and above the yellow zone at the top of the chart, and positive news for the US again, since it's higher, and we look for it into the 114s, the upper 114s. Negative news, of course, would likely break the black trend line, break the yellow zone, and we'd start to look for it to go lower. Of course, we have the trade manager applied to protect us in case it goes in the wrong direction, which is down at this point, but holding support at the yellow zone, positive news. We look for this to send this currency pair higher for the new US yen today, and we'll keep an eye on other currency pairs. Of course, the euro, the setup's not really there yet. The pound dollar looking for the breakdown of support. The US CAD kind of in congestion. Take a look at that right there inside the blue box. We need a breakout of that blue box on the US CAD before we see a new trade setup happen on the US CAD this week. So watch these three currency pairs and the New Zealand dollar. I think those are the closest setups that we have for the day today. After we get our news, we may find some new setups with the sentiment that happens after that news today.
From Forex Traders Daily, this has been your daily analysis with Ross Mullins. If you would like to get Ross's analysis on all the currency pairs he's watching and all the trades he takes today, join him in his live trade room by clicking on the link below. Please leave any comments you have about today's video in the comments section below.